Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to everyone joining us here on the flight deck, and of course all of you joining us online. We'll be live on YouTube and Facebook at points throughout the day. My name's Helen Bulkeley and I'm joined by helmsman Leigh McMillan. Now, it's been a year since the very first Louis Vuitton America's Cup World Series event, and we're glad to welcome some new faces to the Land Rover BAR family. So that means it's a year ago since the team competed and won here after moving to this fantastic base here in Portsmouth. And a lot has happened since then in the last 12 months. So let's take a look.
Winning race number 1 of America's Cup World Series. This water runs deep. This water runs deep. Deeper than you, deeper than me. Yeah, it gives me what I need. This water runs deep. This water runs deep. Cause I need you to know. This water runs deep.
And Land Rover BAR, now you see them approaching 30 knots.
Water runs deep. Deeper than you, deeper than me. Yeah, it gives me what I need. This water runs deep.
Now, Leigh, that does look like a busy 12 months, and obviously we saw you took the Duchess of Cambridge sailing. So what was that like?
Yeah, it was a great day. Obviously, we're opening the tech deck, which is one level down, the education centre, which is an amazing facility there for kind of educating about the technology involved with these boats. But an incredible day on the water as well, taking the Duchess sailing. She was incredible, helming the boat up on the foils and took us all by surprise there. So yeah, a very talented sailor there.
She looked like she was loving it. So, Leigh, you joined the team in January. You're very much part of the furniture now. So can you talk us through what a normal day is here?
Yeah, so a typical day here with the team, we'll be in the gym at 7:15 in the morning, put in a pretty big session in the morning, straight up to breakfast, and then we'll have a 9:30 kind of meeting, briefing the day. Straight out of that, after a bit of a debrief on the previous day's sailing, looking at what, the day ahead, we will lift the wing, put the boat in the water, give the shore crew a chance to get the boat ready, kind of turn on all the switches and get it all working, and then we go out for the biggest session on the water that we possibly can fit in, come back in, pack the boat up, wash it down, debrief, and depending on how hard the day's been, we'll be back in the gym again. But yeah, so it's a pretty full-on day.
Yeah, you're playing it down. You spend a long time in the gym. But of course, that was a normal day here. It's not a normal day today. It's a World Series day. And the last event we had about 6 weeks ago in Chicago. So take a look at this video for a bit of a highlights to see what happened there.
For the first time, the Louis Vuitton America's Cup racing on fresh water here in Chicago.
Finally have the sort of conditions which we want for the America's Cup World Series to showcase what the sport's capable of for the spectators and the fans. For us as competitors, that's what we're after, this great racing. The boats are tearing along.
And Land Rover BAR, and now you see them approaching 30 knots.
Really physical for all the guys on board. I think our team did an incredible job.
3 guys at the front, we didn't really get to look up at all because boat handling was everything, and we were max heart rate all day.
That last race was really critical, particularly the last leg. We managed to get past Artemis and Emirates Team New Zealand.
Ben did a really nice job of just slowing them down, bearing away, and still laying the far left hand of the finishing line, and that's ultimately what got us second place.
Would have loved to have won, but it's moved us up to second in the overall Louis Vuitton America's Cup World Series leaderboard. So we're past Oracle now, and the next guys we're chasing is Emirates Team New Zealand to get on top. And looking forwards to the Portsmouth event up next, our hometown, and we want to do well, perform well in front of our home crowd.
Leigh, that looked a pretty spectacular event. Was it awesome out there?
Yeah, Chicago was amazing, particularly on the Sunday. The conditions were incredible, so we look forward to a bit more of that this weekend.
And absolutely, we're here now in Portsmouth. So let's take a look at the team. Can you run through who we've got and mainly what expectations do the team have of themselves and, of course, the competition that they face here?
Yeah, so it's a pretty familiar lineup with the team. Obviously, Ben, CJ, Nick and Freddie have been on the team pretty solidly throughout the kind of World Series events, and Ed's obviously been on for the last 2 events as well, replacing Giles. And Matt's the reserve sailor who are filling as well. But it's it's obviously a very strong lineup and with a lot of experience there to go out and deliver.
You mentioned Giles Scott there. Obviously, the Olympics are just around the corner. Giles has gone to Rio, so he's our tactician, but he is one of Britain's gold medal prospects. So we wish him the best of luck. But he's not here. But that's affected a lot of the teams. Some of their Rio stars are already gone. So how will that affect the fleet, do you think?
Well, it will be interesting because there's a few changes. I think particularly it's affected Artemis and Emirates Team New Zealand. For us, we've kind of, as a team, we made that change a few events ago, so it's really kind of business as usual. But, it will change things a little bit. But all the sailors within these America's Cup teams are obviously extremely talented and with a lot of experience. So, everyone's still going to be fighting right at the front. So, it's going to be a big weekend.
So we're talking about points. Let's have a look at the points where we are now. Can you explain to us how the points work and where Land Rover BAR are at the moment?
Yeah, so obviously we're lying second now after a good event out in Chicago, only 10 points behind New Zealand, and that's not very much because every weekend all the points accumulate and roll on through all the events, so it does all accumulate up. But a great result there, and so looking over the weekend, there's lots up for grabs. Yeah,
the 10 points there. Can that? Do you think they could move up to 1 this weekend?
Absolutely. A good weekend on the water, and there's lots and lots of points there, and double point Super Sunday as well. So it's all to play for. Well,
you mentioned the double points there. When we come to Bermuda at the Louis Vuitton next year, how do the points work into that?
So throughout all of the World Series, the leader at the end of it all, after all these points accumulated, will go into the Louis Vuitton Cup with a 2-point advantage, and second place will go with a 1-point advantage. And obviously, you take every race win that you possibly can. So all these events mean quite a lot. So it's why everyone's fully fired up for it. And it's a busy year, isn't it? We've got a big move to Bermuda at the end of the year. So can you give us a bit of an insight into the schedule that you've got planned? Yeah, so we're allowed to sail on the race boats for 150 days. So that's the 27th of December is kind of when we're allowed to start sailing. So that's the kind of plan. So as this year wraps up, we'll be moving out there and just be full on out there as we are here. And it'll be a bit of a seamless transition for us and just keep everything kind of fully operating as best we can. 27th December. There's a lot going on, but they've also had a lot going on because the team are also looking at how this sport can positively influence and set trends for other sports, how they should be operating. So the team attended the Green Sports Alliance in Houston, in Texas, where they could share ideas and successes and learn about how we can positively impact that world. So please watch this video to see how Land Rover BAR are doing just that.
Our generation has a responsibility to reverse the negative impact we've been having on our environment. The goal at Land Rover BAR is to win the America's Cup, the world's oldest international sporting trophy, something that dates back to 1851. But alongside that, we also want to create a team that is both innovative and sustainable. Our engineers will work to try to create the fastest boat and also to create an end of life for that boat, and alongside that, work to find ways to recycle carbon. The water is our playing field, and with the help of 11th Hour Racing, we're investing in technology to help create change and inspire others to follow suit. We're driving industry-wide solutions to reuse and recycle composite materials, collaborating with the automotive industry, finding solutions before it becomes a global issue. Communications technology has enabled team members to remain on shore, which saves fuel in the support boats and increases efficiency in our performance analytics, reducing the use of fossil fuels. As sailors, we understand and see the threat to the oceans at first hand. 8 million tonnes of plastic enter the seas each year. We are working to eliminate our use of single-use plastics and raise awareness of the issue. It's part of our team's ethos. Wherever they can, they cycle, walk or car share. Our team base is constructed to BREEAM Excellent, the first professional sports facility in the UK to achieve this standard. We're continually looking for solutions. Our shore team designed a creative water reuse system for the wing ballast. Future skills are key to our business, and our apprentice programme provided amazing opportunities to young people in the marine industry, but also all those skills that support the team. The Tech Deck is our education centre to inspire and educate the next generation with science, technology, engineering and maths. Powering our team takes energy, but we're committed to going 100% with all of our electricity from renewable sources. Low carbon solar panels provide us with 20% of our electricity. Even in the industrial setting of the Canberra dock, we've increased local biodiversity, providing habitats for an estimated 70 species. We're housing over 1,000 oysters, part of a project aiming to restore the native solent population. One single oyster filters 200 litres of water per day. The whole team works to the Olympic-inspired ISO 2012-1 standard. In February 2015, we became the first sporting team to achieve this across all of our business and sporting activities. My professional career has been based around a sport that relies on our oceans, and I want to leave a lasting legacy. My ask is for all sports to come together and help create positive change for the future.
So Leigh, that's obviously how we can affect our seas, but how are they going to affect us? A bit of a weather update from you. Do you know what we're looking at today and this weekend?
It's obviously lovely and sunny today, which is a great start to proceedings. And hopefully that sun can generate a little bit of breeze today. It is going to be quite light, so expect the spinnakers to be getting used quite a lot. But it looks better over the weekend, so we're all fingers crossed, but it's looking great for some amazing racing.
And great for the spectators that our British summer has finally shown up.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be a great weekend.
Okay, right, now before we get stuck into the action, ladies and gentlemen, one to remember, tomorrow the team have their documentary going out on BBC 2 at 9:20 in the morning and then BT Sports at 11:45. Definitely not one to miss, so if you can't catch it in real time, make sure you hit record. We've also got our team song that you heard on one of the early videos that's being launched today, and that's by artist Golden Globe and Grammy nominee Scott McFarlane, and that's his song Running Deep, so you can go and download that today. And lastly, we're very proud that we've launched our app, which is the go-to for all news and any behind-the-scenes action. And the first 100 downloads for that will be entered into a prize draw, and the winner of that prize draw will get an exclusive tour of this base. So lastly, we'll be back this evening at 4:15 where I'll have a couple of the sailors with me, so we'll have a look at what the practice racing was like out there. If you've got any questions, get on Twitter at Rover BAR, and we'll do our very best to answer them later on. So I hope everyone has a great day. Enjoy the sailing. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Spectacular comeback.